We believe a solicitor should be appointed or a conveyancer at the point of listing by the seller. The reason for this is the solicitor understands the process, can educate the seller as to what happens next, and can ensure the right information is being prepared and gathered up front. Each house is unique, each house has different attributes, but generally speaking, the information you need to sell a house is largely the same. At some stage during the process, you'll have to provide it. If you assemble all that information up front, the transaction can move smoothly. If you find during a sale process you have to go and look for the information, it's going to take longer and longer. Get the information up front and then share it with those who need it. Obviously, a buy-side solicitor will need to look at the information. Another example of someone who would benefit from looking at the information up front is the mortgage broker. So banks can lend against certain properties, but not others. They have a set of rules. If you ask a broker to find you a mortgage and they don't understand the property, you may find you're talking to a bank who could never lend against the property. So if the broker understands the attributes of the property, he can make sure the right lenders are offering against that. This is a legal process, so you want accurate, reliable information, otherwise your legal basis is flawed. And let's also make sure we gather that information once. So, for example, anti-money laundering checks, know your customer, checks for buyers and sellers. Today, those checks can be conducted 2, 3, 4 times. Let's just do it once and do it right and make sure that information is shared appropriately between the different parties who need it. If we can create a repository for the information per transaction, the information when gathered can be put into the repository. So anyone who needs the information can go to one place to find it. You don't end up with hundreds of different emails flying in different directions for multiple parties. One place, one set of information, and then you can track the process. One of the biggest delays in leasehold and properties transactions in general is the availability of the management pack from the management company. Regularly, lenders and conveyancers report the delay in getting those packs is quite large. It can be months. So we believe that leasehold packs should be available within a short time frame, and there should be a time agreement in place for management companies to provide those packs. Let's have a logo or a mark that members who've signed the charter can display to say, actually, we've signed up to conduct a transaction in 28 days. So you know that if you go with that agent or that lender or that conveyancer, they will work to make sure your transaction takes place quickly. There are parts of the industry where some reputable companies are having to take on large amounts of work just to make ends meet because they're being squeezed. And what we're simply saying is, look, if you want a quality job, pay a quality fee. This doesn't mean the prices should go up, it just means the right money should move to the right place. We want to change significantly the way property is bought and sold in this country. And so my message to everyone is, come and join us and make the process better and faster for everybody.